What's up, guys? I don't even know how to start this. We're so excited to be back for another fun-filled episode of the Fielder Podcast. And Zer, how you feeling about this episode?
I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm looking at this. I actually didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I'm hungry.
I had some protein cereal, just a little something to hold me over. But in case you didn't see, we're actually doing a Hot Wings and Hot Takes special episode for you guys. And so we're going to be having some hot sauce. We have 4 flavors in increasing Scoville units. And so we're going to start with some mild, less spicy questions called with this mild wing. And then we have hot honey. And then we have a mango habanero. And then we have the death wing, which is featured by our surprise guest, the Bomb Beyond Insanity. Available at an Amazon near you if you choose death by 1,000 Scovilles. Actually, more than that, 135,600 Scoville units. So we'll end with that bad boy, but for now, we're just gonna start. So do you want to go first? Do you want to ask a question first, or do you want me to?
Bro, what do you want?
Okay, I'll ask a question.
All right.
I think I'll need this. Okay, so.
Do I have to eat the wing? What is the protocol here?
We're gonna have to eat the wing regardless.
So we eat the wing first.
And then you answer the question.
Then I answer the question.
Because I think having the spiciness in your mouth will probably make you be a little bit more honest. Not that you would be dishonest, honestly, but okay. I'm gonna start with let's try this one.
Go ahead.
What is one cultural issue that the church is too silent about or too loud about?
Too silent or too loud about?
And this is just your personal opinion.
Well, first off, let me just look at that. Oh, you see that glaze? Hey.
There's some ranch if you need it, and we do have some additional things. I think this one will be fine.
Thank you, Jesus. This is fantastic food. All right. One thing. All right, I'm gonna bring it back.
I'm ready.
4 months when I was the online pastor. How about that? I think one of the things as we were getting ready, I was thinking of digital formation. So I've been reading through Practicing the Way, John Mark Comer, and he talks about it's not that we're, we ask the question, am I being formed? The reality is you're being formed.
Yes.
And in the church, we often talk about Bible study and community and prayer as practical ways in which we're being formed, but we don't actually talk often about how we're being digitally formed. And more specifically, we'll talk about let's get some sermons on there. Let's get some, some biblical teaching, worship music, which is great things, but we don't often talk about how we're actually informed by the things that we need to subtract from our lives. We don't actually counsel people hey, you shouldn't be maybe following this kind of thing. Yeah. Or how long you're consuming or things like that. I think it's not talked enough about how we're being digitally formed. So
that's a great answer. That's a really great answer.
All right, are you ready?
No.
I'm enjoying this. Here we go.
I'll be ready for this one. Okay, wait. Some background lore. How do you do with spice normally?
Oh, I love spice.
Love spice.
I don't go for the spiciest thing. I'll usually go one below. So
below the spiciest. So
so
high medium.
So if I'm at a Thai restaurant and it's 1 to 5, I'll get a 4. Or if we're at Dave's Hot Chicken, I won't get the spiciest, I'll get hot.
Okay.
How do you tell someone that they're being too harsh or too judgmental when trying to exhort their friends?
Dang. This is a great question. Okay, let me take it. This is what I would order. So this is great.
Wow.
This is
I was like, this
the disappointment in that.
I'm enjoying this, baby.
This one's good. Hold on. Let me not smack in the mic.
It's ASMR. This is
it's a mukbang.
Yeah.
How would I tell them?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a fine line between exhortation and just being unloving. And I feel like I see this more often with people that have been believers for decades and people that are baby believers-ish. And also people that that find themselves to be teachers. They believe that they have the spiritual gift of teaching.
Sure.
I feel like sometimes I think you just have to filter it through the lens of like, how can I love this person? And I think a lot of times the excuse can be like, well, I just care about them so much, or I love them so much, or I love this so much, I care so much, that's why I'm being so aggressive about it. But the reality is like, if you don't have that relational equity with that person, they're probably not going to receive it in the heart that you intended. But also, like, is your heart posture for them to agree with you or for them to do what you're asking? Or is your heart posture for them to trust their own relationship with the Holy Spirit and with the Lord and, like, trust their own discernment? Like, hey, this is how I would view that action, but I'm challenging you to pray about it. Or, like, you know, read scripture about that thing. And I think I was like, I've been a believer for, like, maybe 5 years. And I think that was something that I learned relatively quickly in community is like, whoa, there's some people that are like really passionate about what I do with my life, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, I'm like, why? But I think it can come between a place of like, I love you and I want to hold you to a higher standard, or I want to challenge you to like walk in a manner worthy of your calling, which is scriptural. But I think if your posture is like, they need to agree with me, they need to do what I say, I'm right on this, and you're unwilling to be wrong. Because in reality, like a lot of times when we exhort friends or people, like it's not black and white things, like Jesus is Lord of your life, like Lord and Savior, the only way to the Father is through Jesus. You know, like it's normally not on those things. It's like, should I take a weekend trip with a group that includes guys, or should I, you know, like post these specific type of thirst traps on my Instagram, you know, like it's like things like that normally. And so I'm like, I just think your posture needs to be that they seek the Lord, and that you also be humble enough to admit maybe my heart is wrong in this. So that would be my challenge.
That's good.
I don't know if I answered the question.
No, I think
okay.
That was good.
I'm gonna take another bite. This was pretty buzzing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the next one's supposed to be hotter?
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
It's hot honey. Okay.
That just sounds contradictory to me.
Hot honey?
Like honey is sweet. I mean, that's not contradictory, but.
Maybe it's like a soothing balm to the hot. Okay.
Let's go. It's so cute. Look at this.
Okay. Do you feel like we're too soft on people in our episodes?
Oh, dang. All right, let's take a little bit. Actually, I shouldn't have dipped this, bro. I want the full.
Take another one.
No.
We have 4.
I'm gonna eat it from the other side. Look at that. I need to taste the flavor before I.
Okay. I'm gonna have a breath.
That's good. Okay. Are we too soft, or are we too hard? What was the question? Soft. Okay.
I feel like I've heard that. Not to my face, but I've heard it.
I feel like we try to play a really good middle ground with people.
Balance. Yes.
Because we recognize that there's a wide range of people that listen to our podcast. People that are connected to our church, people that are outside of our church, people that are within church circles, people that are outside of church circles. So I think we do a good job of trying to play a balanced thing. I think on topics where we need to be hard, I feel like we're hard, but also, I don't know, like if the question is, are we too soft? I wouldn't say we're too soft. I would just say we're lightly soft. Because we're trying to, we're trying to, in the same way, talking about like exhorting people and encouraging people, we're not trying to, like we do a good job, I think, of saying, here's some steps that you might need to take, right? Again, I always do this, but my dad always taught me, right? When you point the finger at somebody else, like you're trying to bring correction, you're trying to bring exhortations to somebody else, just recognize that 3 fingers are also pointed back at you. So I think we do a good job of saying like, hey, here's maybe some areas of correction, some direct steps that you need to take, but also recognize that we're saying this out of love because either 1, we're dealing with it, or 2, we've been through it, you know? I think we do a good job of that. So lightly soft.
I agree. I feel like I agree with that because I think also our podcast isn't always the space for like the most hardcore exhortation and teaching. Like you really need to get that within your local church and like within your community and stuff like that. So it's like, it would be hard to say a blanket statement and say that this is as general as the gospel. Like in reality, like that's not our platform, you know? So I agree with you. Okay.
Are you ready
This
for your
is the hot honey one? Okay, let me get my fork. Cause
I will say it was hot. It was hotter than I expected.
This fork is freezing. I'm gonna get, okay.
All right.
Okay. I think I can do this one. I think I can do this one.
All right.
I'm gonna wait until you ask the question.
Let's talk about this. Do you ever feel spiritually dry even while leading others? And like, what was that? If so, what is that experience for you?
I'd rather bite this wing than answer that question. This is actually delicious. I do feel it. I shouldn't have gotten it on my lips, but that's okay. Wow. That one did get me.
It's a little spicy.
There's a little kick.
Yeah.
But I might just be smelling this one here.
You put it on your
It's
side.
on my side. Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, like, if you were to ever ask anyone that and they answer no, there may not be a whole lot of honesty, because I feel like that's just, like, the reality of being a believer. And maybe, you're like a super hardcore Christian and you've never experienced any spiritual dryness in your life, period. Power to you. Yeah. That's just not my experience. And I feel like what I lay back on is something that a mentor told me is like vulnerability breeds vulnerability.
Yeah.
And so in the seasons where I do feel spiritually dry, I will probably tell you, like, and especially if you're coming to me for like some type of advice with something that I'm actively wrestling with, I will tell you that. Like, I literally had a meeting with someone. They were talking about like, hey, I heard your testimony about depression. Like, what are kind of your recommendations, or like, how do you handle it? And I literally told her, I was like, ironically enough, I'm dealing with it right now. I had just like dealt with like kind of like a flare up, and I was like, I'm dealing with that right now. So what I'm trying to like grasp and what I'm trying to make myself believe in this season is what I'm going to share with you.
Yeah.
And so I feel like whenever it becomes more about like image of like, I'm a leader, so I can't struggle with this. I just don't know if that's authentic. And I don't know if people will, I think if anything, that might make you more prone to enforcing like a religious performance-based appearance within your community. And like, for example, like my husband, I remember whenever I was having surgery in February, I really wrestled with telling our campus, because I was like, I feel like I've been complaining about my health for so long that it almost just feels like I'm that person beating a dead horse. And so like, I really wrestled with that. But we did, and they prayed for me, and it was beautiful and sweet and very joining. And I remember talking to him about that afterwards, and I was like, Carlos, like, did it bother you? And he was like, no, like I that's the kind of environment that we want to like build. It's just authenticity. And so it's okay, like, if you find yourself in those dry seasons. I think whenever you're moving based on performance, you're only going to stifle your growth even more if you're not authentic about it. So that's just my personal take.
That's a really good one.
My lips are like, I have like lip plumper on basically. Okay, your turn.
Let's do it.
The mango habanero. I'm very curious about this flavor.
I mean, habanero is pretty hot, right?
Yeah, but it has mango, so like maybe.
So it's sweet
maybe?
hot.
Okay.
But hot honey was sweet hot.
I know, and I feel like the hot honey came afterwards. Like she kind of came, like I feel it when I used a fork. So okay. Anyways, okay, your turn.
Muy delicioso.
Okay. That one's juicy. As it comes
glistening.
to,
I don't know if glistening's the right word. What's the?
Glistening.
It is. It's glistening. But in my mind, when I say glistening, it sounds like sweat. I mean, I will be sweating. I will be glistening.
Wing, bro.
Okay, I'm ready.
Like for relationships, for people dating, or like
Oh shoot.
there's
Yes.
There's some people that think that the test drive is okay. If you know what I'm saying, like intimacy wise, if they want to, they want to test drive before they buy the car. And then also there's people that are like, oh, like I would rather, make a mistake than get married too young. What would your advice be on something like that?
Dang. All right.
That's a college pass.
That's a good. Okay. I mean, it's spicy for sure.
It is?
Yeah.
And you're saying that?
It's good.
All right, B.
It's like getting...
Time to die.
It's in there, man. All right.
I'm a
What
little
was the
congested.
question again?
What would you say to people that want to like test drive the car before they buy it in relationships, and like they're like, well, I would rather make a mistake than get married too young?
Yeah. If you're going to test drive the car, get a Toyota. Not sure. They last long. All you really got to do is, get the oil change and you'll be straight, Very low maintenance. Tires every few thousand miles. No, I'm just playing. Okay. Relationship.
When I laugh, the spice goes
I was going to say, as soon as you said that, it started like spreading.
I know, and I haven't even had it yet. Anyways, okay. I'm sweating.
no.
I'm already anxious.
Okay, test driving.
Keep going. I'm going to put my hair up.
My answer, honest answer is just don't do it. Like if we were talking about cars, test drive all you want.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about life.
Yes.
With one another, relationships, bonds that you're going to make. Every time you do the act, the duty, sex, man, can we just use words? Why am I skirting around it? They're old enough. When you do have sex with one another, you are creating a bond that is
Soul
meant.
tie.
Yes. That is meant for, like within the context of marriage.
Yeah.
Was never meant to be outside of the context of marriage. And every time you're doing that, you're only, one, it's sin, but you're going against God's original design. Like that really is the case. And so for anybody out there that's thinking like, man, would this work out? I need a test drive beforehand. First of all, like you're just asking the wrong question. Your marriage isn't centered around, is she gonna please me or am I gonna please her and all those
100%.
things. You are a loving couple. Like Ephesians chapter 5, like let me just point you to scripture. What are you as a husband supposed to do? Love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Wives, submit to your husbands just as Christ did, right? So, or as the church is to Christ. And so like, I would just say, like, you just need a new mind frame, a new framework of mind, because you're thinking I can just play the game without getting consequences.
Yeah.
But the reality is there's always consequences where you do it outside of God's design.
I agree.
So
I agree.
for all them youngins, don't be.
There's so many things you can do. But just like,
don't be test driving.
I'm begging you, don't do it. It's a terrible idea. There's zero benefit to it, honestly. Like, yeah. And you reap what you sow, So like, I do believe that. I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm so scared. Okay, I can do this. Let me get this one. Dang it, this one's more juicy. That's too late. It's on the fork.
Okay. Here's the hot take question for you, okay? This is talking about our church, all right?
Oh, God.
If you could change one thing about how we do church,
You're fake.
what would it be? Also, what's your position here?
I actually don't work here. I don't know anything about this church. If I could change one thing about what? About our church in general?
Yeah, about what we do and... Oh, you got to take the...
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
First. It is spicy. It gets there. Actually, I like it. I don't know why. I'm going to go back for another one.
I'm trying just to swallow it so it'll burn me out from the inside out.
The song that came to my mind is From the Inside.
That you're not...
Is that Hillsong?
Holy crap! I'm buzzing out the coconut water.
You gonna survive? You haven't even answered the question.
I know. I'm delaying it. It actually didn't bother me that much. It did. I feel it in
you just
my.
gotta tell yourself.
I feel it in my
It's
esophagus. The bad part is that I got like mostly breading, and like the breading soaks up all the sauce. That wasn't enough. I'm busting out the coconut milk, people. This is organic.
You got coconut water, coconut milk. What else you got? Coconut ice cream. What you got? Wow, the levels of things. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. It's a little. It's
Let me
there.
get this whole milk is buzzing. Okay. Okay. What was the question? Okay, never mind. I remember. I feel like I think we do a lot of things really well. And my context is now different, you know, because I'm in North Arlington now. Started at GPC, went to Pioneer, and then moved to North Arlington. Yeah. And I think I just wish people were better at being willing to serve. I feel like that would be, and I think a lot of that doesn't come from the fact that people are lazy or selfish or anything like that. I think if anything, people just may not have a full understanding of what the needs are within the church. Or they're like, I feel like when they think of serving, they think of children's ministry, and they're like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, you know, either you have a really great passion for children's ministry, or you're like, I'm not doing that. I never did it. I did it a couple times because they needed me to, and I was like, please. But it was great. Actually, like, I was like,
but if it was my kids, you watching them?
No, bro. I love your kids, bro. But there was like, I was really nervous about it because they put me with like the 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. But I had like 2 people that were there with me that were like teachers. They knew everything, and the kids were great. And so like, it ended up not being what I thought it would be. But I feel like I just think that there is, unfortunately, a lot of, not a lot of, but I think consumer Christianity is unfortunately still something that we need to break as, not just as our church, but like just Christian culture in general. And I find myself in that too. Like there's sometimes whenever, you know, we have to go do something early and I find myself complaining about it. And I'm like, this is my joy to get to do this. I love the spaces that we're in. And so I think that's one thing for sure is just, I wish people were more open to serving. And that we just, and like one form of serving that I think is really necessary is like catch the people that come in late and leave early, you know, like people that are willing to serve and do that. Like people, because I was one of those Christians, like whenever I wasn't a believer, I would just like slip in the back, stay for a couple of songs, leave 5 minutes before he starts calling people to the front so I could sneak out, get out before parking gets crazy. And you know, there were people that the Lord put in my life that were pursuing me. And I know we have that in our church. I want to see more of that too. Like I want to see more of people that are willing. And I find myself in this, like after a service is over, I'm talking to my friends, but I'm like, dang, like I need to be more intentional. Not because the Lord, it's required for me to get to heaven to be more intentional about pursuing people that maybe don't know anybody, but it's because it's my joy. Like, because I remember, because the Lord has given me the gift of community and it's given me the gift of knowledge of salvation and of surrendering to the Lord, that I want other people to have that too.
For sure.
So I feel like I wish that's something that we could kind of bring our people, everybody to get on board on.
Yeah. But I love what you said though, because you said it's like,
I'm like, I'm so brave.
Hey, you kept it together.
I know, thank you.
You did. But like, just elaborating on your point, I love what you were saying, because it starts with us, right? You said, hey, sometimes I get there and I don't want to serve, but like the act of serving and being there, I'm just hearing the gulp. But it starts with us, and then building that desire, and then really just bringing people along and getting them to be part of that thing, and then being the one who's pursuing the people who aren't. You know, I love that.
I think that was like the first thing that came in my mind, was just like, I just wish we could break that cycle.
Yeah.
And I think we are in the process of doing that, and I think but I think whenever it just comes to, I think it's just like something that we still are working on.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Right. I'm not ready for this next one if I'm already dying. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Marty texted me.
I was going to say, we got to show them the...
Anyway.
Sell up on my fingers. Look at this thing.
You don't want a fork? No, I already used
it's too late, bro.
I already used the last fork, so you can't use it. Okay.
Okay, here's the question I have.
I feel it in my nose. How did it get up there?
My question is it better? I understand that it's coated, but is it better to like take one bite and suffer, or just eat the whole thing because then there's more meat
Why would you eat the
to
whole?
combat the spiciness.
No,
I don't know.
think that's how it works because like, look at
Is that not how it works?
You were the one that coded them. Look, people, this was a brand new bottle, and Zer was like, oh, we only have 4 wings. Let me pour a 4th of it on there. Look, I've had experience with this wing before.
I think the scary thing is it's not glistening, bro. The other one was, and this one's not.
This is cold
it's
peanut
just, like,
butter.
in there.
My lips burn so bad.
All right, man. Enough talking.
Oh God, I can't. Hold
I
on.
gotta endure this.
Give me a second.
What is this question?
I haven't picked it.
I feel like I have to
Let me
think about the question
procrastinating.
before I bite it, or else my brain's not gonna.
I know,
process.
I agree. So hold on, give me a second. Okay. I have a 2-parter question.
All right, what are we asking?
What would you feel? Sorry about this isn't cold enough. Hold on. This is for later.
This is a meme right now, dude.
What would you say to people that are like, don't go overseas because there's so many lost people here, and then vice versa? What would you say to people that are like, don't stay here if you feel like you're called to local missions because there's so many UPGs in the world? What would you say?
That's a 2-parter.
I feel like the answer is like kind of the same, but I'm dying.
All right, let's just do this because there ain't no way, bro.
Okay, do it.
You're gonna have to probably repeat the question again.
That's fine. This still isn't cold enough. Are you okay? No, that means I'm gonna die.
No, it just went to the back of my throat. That wasn't good.
That's what it does.
So I have to talk? Oh, man.
Here, have some fries. These fries are delicious, actually.
I ain't gonna lie out.
They're a little greasy, but they're pretty good.
Oh, you're gonna die.
I know. I'm so scared.
If you thought this was hot, you're gonna die, man. I'm sorry. I'm fighting for
Let
my
me
life.
go
right
ahead and let me pre-game my ice cream. It's already melty. I'm just gonna be drinking this.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm fighting for my life right now just to not cry and. Wow.
Take as long as you need to.
What is the question? I know it's about UPGs and.
Ugh.
Lord Jesus, help me.
Salted caramel cluster. Available at a Kroger near you.
Okay.
This is delicious.
The reason we go is because it's not a lostness problem, it's an access problem. People here in America have access to churches, gospel content, anywhere they go. There is lostness, yes, but overseas, they don't have access. They don't even have somebody. There's literally in places where there's literally less than 1% people who are believers, so, or no access to the gospel at all.
Yeah.
So that's why we go. We go because they don't have access. But that's my answer.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. I'm
But
so scared.
I mean, I'm telling you, it is hot. Just eat like half.
Half? I was just gonna take a bite. There's like this looks like it has needles in it.
That's what it feels like on my tongue.
God. Just take care of my husband. And take care of my puppy.
I believe you can do it. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Ask a question.
How has the American dream infected the Great Commission? I'm telling you, just get the ice cream, get the... That's not a bad idea. I forgot there's ranch, man. You should dip your celery in the peanut butter.
That's nasty. I can't do it. Oh! I'm crying.
It's spicy, right?
It hurts.
Oh, yeah. The question is, how has the American dream affected the Great Commission?
Oh no! Oh my God!
She's crying. Oh my goodness.
You were crying too.
I was crying. I have to be very careful with my.
What works better?
The ice cream.
The ice
for sure.
cream. Yeah.
The peanut butter didn't do anything. I don't know what he's talking about. Gordon Ramsay, I love you on Kitchen Nightmares, but that doesn't work.
It just like burns for a really, really long time. And then it finally. Yeah. Oh. I feel I'm okay now.
Anyways, okay. I think I'm not okay. So I think you can achieve a lot of things in the United States. Like, this is the land of opportunities in a lot of ways. So I think whenever it's just easy to get caught up in life if you don't constantly remind yourself of the importance of the Great Commission. Recently in my quiet time, the Lord has been asking me, when's the last time you shared the gospel? And it's a convicting thing. Because the reality is, like, you can get caught up in, like, going to church every Sunday, you're going to your community group, you're serving, you're tithing, you're hanging out with your friends. And it's just easy to get caught up in the motions of that. And then, like, you know, I got married, we want to have a house, we have to work and, you know, save up to put a house on this, like, to buy a house in this market, and we want to get a puppy, a cockapoo. Really recommend it. And I'll have kids. And you just start making all these plans. And then you realize that the Lord isn't in any of it. Like, you know, yeah, God is honored in marriage. God is honored whenever you, like, I believe that the Lord can receive the glory in buying a house, in, like, building a family, in building community, and doing all those things. But if you're just, like, waking up for the sake of your responsibilities, if we're building a home base, building a family, you know, I'm just reminded of, like, it was this last Sunday. They were talking, or no, was that last night? A prayer gathering? Anyways, they were talking about that verse whenever they're like, Jesus, your mother and brothers are outside. And he's like, who are my mothers and brothers? The ones who obey my will. And so it's like, I think there is beauty in the blessings that the Lord does give us. But if those begin to take the position of the things he's called us to do, then I think at that point you're just not just being selfish, but you're just being wishy-washy. Like, you're literally just, like, going through life wherever life takes you. I've almost finished this whole thing.
You
ice
got
cream.
it. I love what you're saying, because, like, for me, I think the question that I have to ask, because there is a pull for the American dream. We live in America. There's so much upside to being here. But I think the question that I always ask myself is, like, whose kingdom am I building, right? The Great Commission is all about building Jesus and his kingdom, right? But the American dream is building your own kingdom. And so I have to wrestle with that. And I have to choose to die daily, to say, Jesus, you are Lord of my life. So you're Lord over my career, you're Lord over my family's success, your career over all the things that I can attain. Like I come from, my parents immigrated from the Philippines for the American dream, right? And all of the things that it would award them. And they worked hard and hard and hard. But one thing that they modeled really well for me and for my brothers and my sister was, like, they didn't let the American dream change their pursuit of God's kingdom, right? And because of that, man, I get to receive so many rewards and live, like, with a lot of freedoms and a lot of opportunities. And it's, to me, it's like spitting in their face to say, like, well, now all I'm going to focus is on the thing that you did so well of guarding against, you know? Like, yes, use it for the opportunity, but also recognize that we don't live for this earthly kingdom. We live for God's kingdom. So
yeah. And I think about Jesus too. Like, he didn't even have a place to, like, he didn't even have a pillow for his head sometimes, you know? So I'm like, I think it's just easy. I think my caution is that it's just easy to get caught up in the motions of opportunity, and not every opportunity requires your action.
Yeah.
Like, and if the Lord is asking you to be more generous, and you don't want to because you have this really cool thing coming out that you really want to buy, like, that's a sin, you know? Like, and so I think my caution would just be like, how does the Great Commission, I think growing up I used to think that the Great Commission was just for those like super psycho Christians, like the ones that are like super Christian. Like, the Lord only calls like a handful of them to be missionaries, and they're the Christians. That's their problem. They have to worry about it. They're called to do it. But the reality is, we are all responsible for the Great Commission. Like, if the Lord has expected every believer to take a part of Him. So your question isn't, am I called to be a missionary? Your question should be, Lord, what part are you asking me to play?
Yeah.
Is that church planning? Is that going to UPGs? Is that joining in your local missionaries? Is that evangelizing at your university campus? You know, like, what does that look like? Because you do play a part. You are responsible for a piece, and only the Lord can identify that for you. So that would just be my recommendation, my challenge. Sure. And then allow the Lord to ask you, like, when's the last time you shared the gospel? And that has been a very convicting answer, because I feel like it's shown a lot of my priorities whenever I can't say recently, you know.
It's good.
Anyways, thank you for joining us.
Hot wings, hot takes.
Hot wings, hot takes. We'll probably not do this again. Just kidding, maybe. Anyways, okay. Well, that's it. Do you have any final thoughts?
Nope. I'm ready.
Peanut butter does not work.
For sure.
Ice cream does, though. So that's our recommendation.
It's good.
Thank you guys for joining us. Peace.
Peace.